And I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Well? Immediately? As in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach you that at your pitiful school? I don't like this guy. You think people learn about how to call the police in college? They don't. They really don't. And not even then. It's simple enough. You just put 911 into the phone. There you go. Even a toddler could do it. Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So in the last episode we started Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, and to make the long story short, we had amnesia and managed to do a good job at the trial anyway, despite not really knowing what we were doing. But in any case, we're going to be continuing onward and doing the latter half of the trial, which I thought would have stopped with Rise from the Ashes, but apparently not. Oh, alright, well in any case, Part 1, 2, here we go. Okay. September 8th, 11:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer is trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I tried to. I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass out on this one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. Fair enough. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Okay. Also, my camera's not centered. There we go. Okie doke. I need to adjust it every once in a while, because sometimes it likes to stray off that way, and I don't know why. Alright. In any case, well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. Although, your memories do seem to be coming back, as you've slowly been relearning your lawyering stuff, so methinks this will be solved by the end of the first turnabout of this game. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, I guess I'll start with my name and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay, really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So, my name is Phoenix, right? What a weird name. Just commenting on the fact that you do not have a normal name, and it's almost as if you're in a video game or something. This is serious. Really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help. This is a business card? I've got this for you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay, there are some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. It's my Phoenix Wright business card added to the court record. It's my business card. I handwrote my cell phone number on the back. I guess for now, we should stop talking about me. And start talking about this case. Court record. So... okay, apparently I can't actually do it. This case. Yep. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. That's interesting. Hurry up and tell me. This might be very important. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. Oh. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We'll meet up and I can give it back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. Ah. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Fascinating. So that's how the killer would know your name. He never actually heard it spoken. He only heard it spoken, so he never actually saw it written out. I'm assuming the guy who did this to me, who caused me to have amnesia, is the one behind it. So we just gotta make sure that we get him convicted and we'll be fine. Thus and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where is this phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? To me? Is it that phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? Possibly. It's a little weird. I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... Ah! You were here all along! You're so mean! Maya! Hi, I don't really know who you are at the moment. Give me a sec. I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check on the courtroom, everyone had already left. Ah, now who in the heck is this? Let me guess. I'm supposed to know this girl, too. Hey, good morning, Maggie. And a good morning to you, Maya. Maya's back! I knew that. I figured that, but apparently she's involved in the case now. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh? And what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right. It's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The things you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. A list of unfamiliar names and phone numbers. Members of a con artist group? Okay, that's been added to the court record. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me! And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? No. I'm trying to help explain everything to everybody. You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. Hey, amnesia will do that to you. I promise. I promise it'll all make sense later. I'll explain later. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya? Actually, Mr. Wright is... Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Well, that didn't wind up getting explained at all. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops, guess I'll have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. Alright, so I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not going to lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. Well, this is gonna be interesting. We still have amnesia, but we're sort of getting our memories back? Sort of? Alright. Hello, Mr. Payne. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. Sure? Go ahead. What could it hurt? What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked that the court might be a little lenient on... There's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls his next witness. A drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Yeah, there it is. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Okay. Huh? Oh, alright, go ahead. Just now you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student, but okay, he's I'm getting Wendy Oldbag PTSD from this guy. Please stop. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? I have to question him. Oh, he's exactly like fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First right only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name, witness. I don't like this guy. Oh? Is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you were wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. What the hell is going on? I am very confused. It hasn't even been 5 minutes since we've met this guy, and he's already throwing everybody for a goddamn loop. This is the weirdest thing. Although I know this is the guy that knocked me out and gave me amnesia, so I'm pretty sure this guy is going to connect the whole thing together. Oh man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. I have no words. That's just a bunch of nonsense and gobbledygook. I understand the PhD and stuff, but I'm pretty sure there isn't a PhD in being a drifter. I'm pretty sure there isn't a doctorate in that. If you want to, you can call me a university student in transit. Screw it. I don't understand anymore. Mr. Wellington. On the day of the murder, you were taking a strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with mommy. If you must know, Anyway, please testify to the court what you saw during your walk through the park. Thank you, Mr. Payne. Thank you, Winston. Thank you. Thank you for helping. This is going to drag on long enough. We don't need this guy spouting spiels about his life story. We really don't need that. Thank you. See, you said again. Taking a walk. You know, you... And the judge has gotten just sick with it. Okay, we're good. What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington. Okay. Yeah. What I saw that day. I am assuming something is off. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was that banana that fell with the police officer. Banana? That was certainly decisive testimony. Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How could you be so calm? I am an amnesiac. I am trying to figure this out alongside you. I am trying to unravel what is going on inside my own head, as well as what is happening in the courtroom. It is a very confusing afternoon for me. Well, mid-morning. It's just before lunch. Never mind. It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes, and if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy's lying. You may now question the witness. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I cannot speak. I am sorry. I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. Alright. What I saw that day. Alright, let's push him. Let's push and prod until we find something. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. Okay. Give me some information. So, you were at the park all afternoon? You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you. But then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name, trashy university. You don't even know where I graduated from! No name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. Why can I not fucking speak today? I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't like him. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was well past 6 p.m. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? No, but there is a point there. You're not wearing a watch. You're just a third-rate biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. His arrogance is really intolerable. So, what should I do now? Press harder! Answer the question. How did you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There is this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing which tells you at the time. I know what a clock is! This guy, I hate him. I hate him so goddamn much. He is the worst person I've ever met. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Oh, so it is. I looked at that clock, and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of breaking time apart... Okay. Shut the hell up. I don't care. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case... All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Present? Where's my court record? I need... check this. Well, yeah, there's definitely a... Well, that's not necessarily 6 o'clock. No. No, it's not. If it were 6 o'clock, big hand would be... It would be straight! The hands would be straight if it was exactly 6 o'clock. I don't know. Okay. Press it again. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That sounds like a lot of bullshit, but alright. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle practically... okay. Alright. And I suppose it was also because he was wearing an officer's... You should have said that first! Shouldn't have... Yes! It should have! Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey, Nick. Do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Well, I thought I looked up and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Charming. Interesting. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. This guy's a pompous ass. In the case of humans, we have 2 of them. Yes, even you. That's not what I meant! I don't care if I have them or not. Did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning. He's getting on my nerves, as he should be with you. I am completely in my right to use my outdoor voice. I am completely within my rights to use my outdoor voice. This guy is rude. Sustained. Mr. Wright, please refrain from raising your voice in this court. I'm sorry, but he's getting on my nerves. Then don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue, if that's alright with you. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you're not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you were only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. But everybody makes mistakes. It doesn't matter how good you are at not making mistakes. I frequently make mistakes. I frequently make mistakes on this channel. That, as evident by the 4 years of this channel history, I just made mistake after mistake after mistake when trying to play a video game. And that should tell you something. Of course, of course. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Of course. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness? The only thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. The banana? Well, it was actually more than just one. More like a bunch of bananas. Now, what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. 'Tis. I can never mention anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick. He's gotta be lying about the bananas. He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was something else? If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then there would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. If my client is innocent, there's no way he could have seen what he says he did. Which means if we can somehow show he's lying... Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. She's got a sharp mind, but I wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick? No. Nothing is alright. I know exactly what to do to get you. Presents? You mean this thing? Is this the thing you mean? Mr. Wellington? I believe I have the bananas you saw, right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? Because they're not bananas. But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? Huh? What? A baseball glove? Yep. There you go. Doesn't it look delicious? Get it for a bite. That's nuts. No! Got him. Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness... knows nothing about... loves banana has bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? What? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like one of those people who refuse to accept to get... Okay. There are other new possibilities. Sir, in the end, really... For frick, just shut up. And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? Oh. That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But, you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them... How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? Oh. How about it, witness? You are unrelenting, evil man. You're like those people who rejected... Okay, fucking shut up! Stop! Thank you! Which boils down to you not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven by the same to be the same by this witness. But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness? Please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next, in the moments after you witnessed the crime. I think we can... What happened next? The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. 6:45? So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. Thank you, Judge. Alright, let's keep pushing! We can break his little mind. Again. The girl in the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. She ran away? Just like that? Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like a guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a pun too hard for someone who only got third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how can you tell it was my client? How? The witness had already answered that question. He had stated that the defendant is the culprit. This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? And I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Well? Immediately? As in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach you that at your pitiful school? I don't like this guy. You think people learn about how to call the police in college? They don't. They really don't. Not even then. It's simple enough. You just put 911 into the phone. There you go. Even a toddler could do it. Hey, Nick. I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. Alright, press it. How don't you know what time it was? That detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey, pal! I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college. I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. And if I am wrong, then the detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. What? Why you? You're just some lousy kid who... I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? They must have had a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 o'clock p.m.? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. I can't find anything out of the ordinary in his testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. Presents. Well. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Which one was it that said I needed to take the court record? Well? Yeah, I guess that lines up. No. There we go. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There's clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? Zack! I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during those 15-minute gap. Yeah. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. For 15 minutes? He could have saved car insurance in that amount of time. That's a Geico joke. It would only be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I call a little dazed. I got a point there. Mr. Wellington. Yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. Telephone. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions. As if you're trying to open all the layers of a Matryoshka doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness? I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it. Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. He's unreliable, I think. You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose their things? No, but considering you pride yourself on being perfect, and you're clearly not, there is a discrepancy there. Haven't you all heard of all genius? Okay, shut up again. Shut up. Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Enough. Yes, thank you. Oh, man, oh, man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone. Nick, that cell phone, could it be? You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Question further. Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, and I'll have you know. See, here it is. Oh, I see. Looks like he's got his phone. And I thought maybe this was his. Well then, I think we've cleared that issue up. At this time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by a search for a phone booth. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? Always! Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you? You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth. This. It's very simple. This is the evidence that backs up my claim. And yet you have presented this court with an obtuse, meaningless item. Huh? It's obtuse and meaningless? I don't get you at all, Nick. Why don't you think he wouldn't need to look for his phone in the first place? Well, that's because I was looking at the evidence and it just hit me. I thought, hey, you really didn't have to look for a phone. Then why don't you hurry up and present the piece of evidence? Now, what was that piece of evidence again? Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth. Well? Well, if I... If I present... I can also present a profile. But if I... Will this work? I don't think this will work, but let's try it. It's very simple. Well... Alright, well, at least I'm not being penalized for having the wrong evidence. It's very simple. Well, what am I doing? It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at... Okay, I got it. At the crime scene photo. Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic, after looking at something is wrong with you. Oh, there's a... Oh, my God. There's a phone booth right next to the body. No! It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mrs. Wellington, why did you not use the phone booth that was right in front of you? That's a good point, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Order! What is the reporting a crime a little late proof for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there's no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else? Was he... Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any thoughts that you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes? I have an idea! There is only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I probably shouldn't have said that there was only one possibility. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Well, because he was doing this, I think. Perhaps this is the evidence you need to be convinced. Perhaps? Hey, that was just an idea I thought I'd throw out. Nope, I'm getting penalized for that. That's just that perhaps you find a better piece of evidence. Yes, of course, Your Honor. Well then, but before you do, you will be penalized. Ouch. Please present... Okay, I have no idea. Well, if we present this... No, that's... not gonna help, is it? No. Let's see. Caused broken neck. Pieces of nearsighted lenses were found nearby. Victim fell from... This? I'm terrible. Well, this is going swimmingly. Okay. Well, it can't be a profile. Well, this is going to be interesting. Present? No. I'm going to lose all my points. I need to be careful. This doesn't work. Alright. Mr. Wellington? What? Don't do that! You almost gave me a heart attack! These are your glasses, aren't they? Ah, there we are. Ah, where did you find... Yeah! I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. These glasses are in fact yours. Well! I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order! No, wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Distant Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize is that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Well, Mr. Wright, are you indicating the witness as the real murderer? You know me well enough to know that that's exactly what I'm doing. Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Well, that's uncomfortable. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out this cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now that's our chance to go to Deep Six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah. This is so exciting watching you work again. Somehow, my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order, order! Well, Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name of the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know that this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone who the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would that person know her name was Maggie or Maggie? That's a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before the trial. Ah, I forgot. Was there any way this group could have known Maggie's name beforehand? There is a way. It would be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defendant please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Like this! Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What do I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Why how did you... Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... And overruled. Thank you. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Did you think there was some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost cell phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. Well! That's rather decisive. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. Yeah. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie, but the name that was written on the ground was Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was her name sounded. Eeeh. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Let's do it. Order, order. But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would have to kill someone, would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. But... Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Can you explain what the motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Aha! Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... I have an idea. Now then, please present to this court proof that the witness had a motive. Well, there was a list of these in his phone, and somebody had his phone, so I'm assuming this is it. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage. An invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're just the one that captured the brilliant... Okay. Okay, you need to shut up. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. You think any of you know what this is like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of criminals on his phone? Isn't it that obvious? The witness is a member of that group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into those phone numbers, it would be all over for you. This is why you had to kill. No, this is too much! Well, that does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. That police officer. Your Honor! What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. Please! Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why, then, would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. Yeah, but he never actually no-showed, so there's your point. There's your proof. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slimeball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well, then, Mr. Wright, what was this something that didn't agree with the witness? Didn't agree with the witness. Profiles? Well? Let's... Something that didn't agree with him. Well, there's no more evidence I can present except my business card. The only thing I can think of is the business card, but then again, it's possible. You? Because you didn't know that he doesn't know the business card exists. I mean, well, given how he describes the defendant, given how he described Maggie, I think I could assume that it would be Dustin that he didn't agree with. So let's present. Or is it? What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince has gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh. That girl that picked up my phone is with a policewoman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible that they had already run a check on his phone. And he went into a panic, is what you're saying. Exactly. Okay, that works. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking. This is a court of law, man. Thinking will get you in a bad state. It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are... Ha! Ha ha ha! Okay. That is an interesting... impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence! Evidence! This guy's really creeping me out. All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this, suspicious con group that. They're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof, your evidence? You want proof that this phone is yours? I already told you earlier. That phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't have even the slightest idea who that phone in your hands belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? Well, it feels so good to see you squirm. What do you see? Well, we do seem to have a problem in our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor? This is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. Phone stored numbers. No fingerprints on the phone because Maggie also used it and I've been handling it this whole time. So maybe stored numbers? This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group as its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. Well, this isn't gonna work. I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What are we trying to determine is who that phone belongs to? Who cares about what phone numbers are stored on it? Besides, who knows? Maybe you went on and added some of those numbers in yourself. The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal. That jerk is back to his arrogant, annoying self again. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. Fingerprints? I've got it. We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got there from Maggie, you wiped it off. I what? You said there was sand all over it, so? Wiped it? I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. Well, this is going nowhere. It's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. I'm finished right. Hey, Ace Attorney, how you doing? Alright, where did you finally find your cell phone? That's a good point. Oh, you are too much. And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Now I remember. Ah, my memories came back. Huh. Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. So that's when. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Well, this is Mr. Wright. If you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up on a penny short. Where? Where did I go wrong? You didn't. There's definitely something. Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who? I am? The court hereby concludes the cross-examination. Hehehe. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit! What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Well... if I wait and see, he's just gonna leave. If I wait and see, he's just going to leave. So maybe I should raise an objection. Please wait, Your Honor. Alright, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor! The cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. Will you not harass you will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Alright. Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well. But this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over. For your client and for you. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh. I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Oh, please present one piece of evidence that will explain everything. Who? Who? I would assume the phone. I would assume the phone. Since the phone is the only piece of since the phone. The phone could be called. That's my reasoning. The phone has a number. Let's try and present this and see what happens. Is this your final answer? Uh-oh. It's a bit disappointing. No, no, no. That was just a friendly gesture. Well, this is going to end poorly. Ha ha ha. You sure know how to send a friendly gesture, Mr. Attorney. This is your absolute last chance, Mr. Wright. So no more of these friendly gestures. Oof. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry. Please present the one piece of evidence that will explain everything. Well, that didn't work. Ah! Wait, I wrote my phone. Here's the business card! I'm an idiot. Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine. Oh, the judge's business card. It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is the back of the card. This card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? But court is still in session. It's okay. You'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We are going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the stupid things to... He's got the wrong phone! Oh, that's perfect. He's got my phone and I have his. What? Why is my phone? And what's with the stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. You have my phone. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... No, it can't be. By the way, before I forgot, thank you very much for that lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain it further, except to say... When you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. Perfect. And he's dying. He's strangling himself. He's dead. He passed out. He's dead. Alright, he killed himself. Ascals are dangerous, man! So, that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgment. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding... It's Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird. Did it! Alright, that took the longest time, but we did it. That is all. This court is adjourned. Thank you, Your Honor. I did a thing. I got my memories back. I got my cell phone back, presumably. I don't know. Maybe we'll probably have to go down to criminal affairs or something and pick it up. You're welcome. I knew the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. No, he did not. It's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then, at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seemed to latch on to those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. That's right. You were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death. Your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head is all that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then. Sir! Yeah, after all, the Goddess of Misfortune is only a name. You bet. I'm gonna make it. I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Ms. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves, too. Bye. What a horrible day. I've got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? Oh, he's still a little fuzzy, but he still lost his memories. What? I thought you said you got your memory back. Mostly! That's... At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashed with in the past during certain cases. But he's also been a good ally during others. Ally, whatever. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person. I haven't got a clue. Yeah, he was only in like one trial. You don't remember him much. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else? And this girl. Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to Nick. What's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. Yeah, because you kind of just left unexpectedly in between the first and second games. I kind of only got to see you on a visit trip to your home. That's really it. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now. So it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay, okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon, 2 months ago. Ah. Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout, end. Okay, so they actually added in the title, the name of the... Alright. Okay, so this one's a prequel to the first one. So this is a prequel story then. Alright, so Reunion and Turnabout is the prequel story to The Lost Turnabout. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Okay. Well, we beat the first chapter, and that's good. We did a thing, and I'm happy. Okay, but in any case, I think I am going to leave this episode here, and we'll see what the next chapter actually is. But in any case, yeah, we got Maggie Bird acquitted for murder because she actually didn't do anything. And also Mr. Wellington deleted all of our contacts in our phone like a dick. So now we have to go put everybody's phone numbers back into our phone. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Alright, well, in any case, we can solve that problem pretty quickly later on. But in any case, I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon in the description below as well if you want to help support the show. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks on my way saying thanks. So be sure to check those out in the description below as well. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!